Did you see the Bobby statement? Yes, of course. Bobby Kotick, the individual who was in Jeffrey Epstein's Black Book, and also, as far as I know, has settled sexual harassment cases himself, has made a statement decrying sexual harassment. Imagine that. Imagine that. And yeah, he's got a lot of experiences in it. Speak of the devil. Yeah, listen, the funny thing about it is that I read a little bit of it, but I didn't really read a lot of Bobby's statement. So we'll look and see what this is. Okay, here it is. Activision Blizzard CEO responds to lawsuit, calls their initial response tone deaf. This has been a difficult and upsetting week. I want to recognize and thank all those who have come forward in the past and recent days. I appreciate your courage. Every voice matters, and we will do a better job of listening now and in the future. Our initial responses to the issues we face together and to your concerns were quite frankly tone deaf. It is imperative that we acknowledge all perspectives and experiences and respect the feelings of those that have been mistreated in any way. I'm sorry that we did not provide the right empathy and understanding. Many of you have told us the right outrage comes from caring so deeply for the company, that so many people reached out and shared thoughts, suggestions, and highlighted opportunities for improvement is a powerful reflection of how you care for your communities and colleagues and players and each other. Ensuring that we have a safe and welcoming work environment is my highest priority. Oh, that's good. I'm glad about that. The leadership team has heard you loud and clear. We are taking swift action to be the compassionate, caring company that you came to work for and ensure a safe environment. There is no place at our company for discrimination, harassment, or unequal treatment of any kind. Now, we will come and do anything possible to make sure that together, we will build and improve the kind of inclusive workforce that's essential to foster creativity and inspiration. That's what I was talking about myself. I asked the law firm WilmerHale to conduct a review of our policies and procedures to ensure that we maintain best practices and promote a respectful and inclusive workplace. I think another reason why obviously he wants to have this law firm talk about it is because he's consulting them as to whether the policies and procedures that is included in the TOS, basically in the code of conduct of the company, will be enough to grant the company plausible deniability should future lawsuits occur and the company be implicated in those lawsuits. So it's important to keep that in mind too. So let's go ahead and we're going to talk about the rest of this too. This work will begin immediately. The WilmerHale team is led by Stephanie Avican, who's a member of management team at WilmerHale, recently director of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, Division of Enforcement. That's nice. Let's see here. We encourage anyone with an experience you believe violates our policies in any ways or made you uncomfortable in the workplace to use any of our many existing channels for reporting or reach out to Stephanie. Her team at WilmerHale will be available to speak with you on a confidential basis. That's good. I mean, this is absolutely a good thing. Like, hiring a third-party law firm to handle this is probably what they should have done 10 years ago. Like, this is smart. Many companies outsource a lot of their actual legal concerns to a third party like this. And another example of this is a lot of large companies and even very, very rich individuals. I'm talking like Donald Trump, like George Soros, these types of Bill Gates, etc. They will hire teams of accountants and accountant firms to audit them. They will hire these companies to audit them because it's cheaper to be audited by these companies than to be audited by the IRS. So that's basically what it is. Your outreach will be kept confidential, of course. No retaliation will be tolerated. We're committed to a lasting change effective immediately. We will be taking the following actions: employee support. We will continue to investigate every claim and not hesitate to take decisive action. To strengthen our capabilities in this area, we are adding senior staff with other resources that we can put both the compliance and the employee relations team. Listening sessions. We will be creating safe spaces moderated by third parties for you to speak and share ideas for improvement. Personnel changes. We are immediately evaluating managers and leaders across the company. Anyone found to be impeded of the integrity of our processes for evaluating claims and imposing appropriate consequences will be terminated. Hiring practices. Ensure they have diverse candidates slates for all positions. We will be adding compliance to ensure that our hiring managers are in fact adhering to this directive. In-game changes. Some of our in-game content's inappropriate. Right. Okay, so the funny thing about this is that obviously everybody hates Bobby, but this is the best response that they've had. Like, if this had come from if this had been the first one that they've had, this is the best response. We are sickened by the reprehensible conduct of the Department of the California to drag the complaint of tragic suicide of an employee whose passing has has no bearing whatsoever on this case and with no regard to her grieving family. I wonder what her family wants more. I wonder if her family wants to have justice for the people that caused their daughter or their mother or sister to kill herself, or they want it to be swept under the rug. Yes, how absolutely reprehensible to not sweep this under the rug. When I talked with Bobby about taking his job, one of the first things that I mentioned was a revered saint of the Brack household, Gloria Steinem. I don't know who this is. I'm gonna be who is Gloria Steinem? I don't even know who this is. American feminist journalist and social political activist who is nationally recognized as a leader of an American spokesman movement. Okay. So, all right. I don't know really what to say. It's kind of random. The Activision companies of today, the Activision companies that I know, are great companies with good values. When I joined the executive leadership team, I was certain that I was joining a company where I would be valued, treated with respect, and provided opportunities equal to those afforded by men of the company. She came in 4 months ago. Wait, she's been in there for 4 months? Wow. We also want to take immediate action in Azeroth to remove references that are not appropriate for our world. This work has been underway, and you will be seeing several such changes in both Shadowlands and WoW Classic in the coming days. But here's the reality. You knew that he was molesting people and touching them inappropriately, because that's one of the reasons why he left the company. I'm sorry, but I'm not impressed. I'm really not. Because here's what it is. There's no fucking like, oh, well, this isn't our fault, like it's somebody else's fault, like, oh, you know, it's whatever, right? Because like ultimately he is the CEO, like it's his fucking responsibility. This son of a bitch is getting paid fucking $150 million bonuses. You take some goddamn responsibility for the fucking company, okay, Bobby? And he did it. He did. He's taking responsibility for the company. He didn't write it. Well, yeah, but you could say the other ones didn't write theirs either. I mean, that doesn't mean anything. Like, the people that he had write his were better than the people that they had write theirs. I mean, what do you want me to say? So all I'm saying here is that this is the kind of response that I think is good. And the reason why I don't think it's necessarily, it is, of course, all of this is PR. Let's be honest, it is all PR. However, he is clearly stating problems and solutions. This is changing, that is changing, this is changing, this is how it's going to change, and this is who's making the change. This is exactly how you want to go about a problem. Like, unironically, Bobby is giving a good answer. And if it was not from Bobby, like let's say Mike Morheim made this post or something like that, or even J. Allen Brack made this post, I think that a lot of people would be like, okay, that's not too bad, right? So yeah, anyway, this is a good post from Bobby. I think that if it was made by somebody else or just by Blizzard as a whole, it would have been perceived differently. People don't like Bobby, and so they don't like the post. But I think that objectively, this is the best response in terms of PR that Blizzard Activision has had entirely, and it did come from Bobby Kotick. And maybe he didn't write it. I assumed that he probably did not write it. However, he did probably sign off on it, and he did read it, and I think that was a good decision. Imagine releasing this as an announcement when their lawsuit first occurred. Yeah, they wouldn't be doing the walkout. There's a lot of Activision Blizzard employees today that are walking out, and they're no longer supporting Blizzard because, or not, they're walking out of their job. They work there and they're like, fuck this, we don't want to work there anymore. Thank God. Because they're not going to do anything if everybody just sits in their cubicle like a good little boy and waits for them to tell them that everything's okay. Over 2,500 current and past Blizzard employees have now signed an open letter. Over 800, it was only 800 yesterday, have signed an open letter to leadership criticizing the official statement on the lawsuit and demanding one that reflects the seriousness of the allegations. So no, I don't believe that it's a bad message to continue supporting all of those people, to continue supporting thousands, literally, of people because of the actions of a few. This is why I quit. Go women, yay. We need more players like this willing to quit the game in order to show support the abused women. Me, who quit because I was bored with the game. This is true, actually. This is very fucking true. I'm sad to say this, but I think there's a lot of people that feel this way. Maybe one day, listen, maybe one day they'll get their shit together. In and on that day that they finally get their shit together, I cannot wait to come back and play the game again and enjoy it. Because right now, I love raiding. I love doing, like some of the content in the game, but a lot of it, I think Torghast is good. A lot of other things are good, but I just can't bring myself to invest into the game because I just have other things that I would rather play and other things that I would rather do. All I really want to do is like maybe raid with like my guild and hang out with them or something. That's about it, man. That's just about fucking it. To Sage Poorly. Top 5 respected game developers. Blizzard Entertainment. Sometimes you get it, and sometimes you get got. WoW Content Creator 2021 Starter Pack. My thoughts on the recent allegations. We're quitting WoW. Asmongold finally pulls the trigger and plays Final Fantasy. Rich's descent into Lalafell madness. No king rules forever. Has Final Fantasy 14 kill World of Warcraft? Fat Boss TV last upload 7 months ago. 15 years of WoW versus 1 year of Final Fantasy 14. Yes, it's been very sad. It really has been. I'll definitely agree with that. I'm fucking embarrassed, honestly, to see how bad it's got. But that's the way it goes, man.